Welcome, everybody, to an exclusive episode of The Sheriff. Guys, today is a real-life celebration. It's a real-life celebration because I have the king of the rink. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Amesbury, a.k.a. Diamond Hands, is with me here today. Say hello to the ladies and gentlemen, Daniel.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the introduction. It was, it was quite the experience. So,
oh, bro, the introduction hasn't even begun, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to claim something. I want to claim that I've been blessed. I'm claiming, Daniel, that I've been blessed because I feel that I've been blessed to be a part of Icewars International, which just happened on Saturday night, guys. And you know, Daniel Amesbury is the king of the rink. There was an 8-man heavyweight tournament, and Daniel Amesbury became victorious. So for those of you that don't know what Icewars is, that's what it was. It was a heavyweight tournament, an 8-man heavyweight tournament that took place in Enoch, Alberta, at the River Cree Resort and Casino. I got that right live, Daniel, but I can't get it right on the recording. That's kind of weird, eh? Like, I think I'm better under pressure, but you're even better under pressure. And I want to stop talking because, dude, like, okay, I consider us buddies now, right?
Yeah,
I feel that I know you so well, bro. We had the recording before the tournament, and we just hung out for 3-4 days together. Daniel, what are your first thoughts? What do you want the world to know after being crowned with this beautiful crown on your head?
Honestly, it was a great weekend. I mean, I think the performance kind of speaks for itself. It wasn't easy by any means. There's numerous times where I was definitely tested to the max. I got rocked on more than one occasion. But at the end of the day, the doubt never creeped into my mind. I was just so certain that I had already won it. Like I already said, like I had it right. I was writing it down every day. I won King of the Ring. I won King of the Ring. Like, really? And so when those times did happen, when I got rocked and I was a little bit, you know, there was one point with Parker where I was a little bit like wobbly legged skating back into the corner. And I was like, normally if that happens, you have some doubt creep in. You're like, oh shit, like I'm done or something like that. But the doubt wasn't there. So I like recovered and came back and just did what I had to do to grind out that first win and move forward, and then just every step happened from there. But at the end of the day, it was my preparation, my cardio, just the work that I put in, man. That championship, I knew that title was going to be won in the months prior. You know, like then that night was the fun part. That was the reward. But at the end of the day, the way I took that whole competition was on a day-to-day basis, I had to win. So as long as I was working harder than the other 7 guys every single day, and I won each day in my preparation, then I would win the tournament. And that's exactly what happened.
It's exactly what happened, bro. And I love the fact that you're manifesting like that, because I'll be honest with you, like it's been the last couple years, Daniel, that I've tried to be that way as well, man. The visualization and the and trying to, like, you know, tell me the word. Manifest,
like manifesting things into reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I try to do it, bro, and I know that's what you did, and I admire that. Right?
Yeah, and like that's the thing, and like that's a big part of the reason why I wanted to take this challenge in the first place, is because I've been getting in tune with my spiritual side in the last few years during my recovery and stuff like that. I've kind of gone through a lot of stuff where my life started to change for the better, and I started to figure my things out. My kids were a huge part, and just having to get my shit together. And you know, I'm now in this stage where I truly believe I live in this magic world, and I can do anything, and anybody can do anything. I don't care what your genetics are, how big you are. It doesn't matter. If you get rid of that doubt and you operate from love and passion, you can do whatever you want. So having that mindset now, I never could really talk about it because I hadn't really done anything with it yet. So when I had this opportunity, I was like, okay, well, here's my chance to show people what I can do with this manifestation thing and power of the mind. And then I can start building a platform and talking about it, because at least now I've done something, I've proved it, and I'm not done. I'm gonna continue to prove it. I got some big goals. AJ knows exactly where I want to be. and what I want to do with this. There's a lot of stuff beyond Ice Wars that I'm going to get to eventually. I don't really want to say anything about it yet because I'm not ready to put it out in the universe yet. But it's in my mind, and it's happened already. So yeah, I just want to continue to work and continue to spread the message. And yeah, man, I'm excited for what's to come.
Right on, bro. And I appreciate you sharing all that, man, because like, that's pretty cool stuff, dude. Like, that's real talk. You know what I mean? So like, hats off, crown off to you, buddy, because that's pretty cool stuff. So now listen, man, there's a couple names that you mentioned there. Obviously, first we got to get to Derek Parker. Okay. Now, I'll be honest with you, and this is the listeners too. This is everybody. Okay. And I'm sorry, Johnny. Okay. But I got to spill the beans. When we were getting ready for this tournament, right? When we all were there and we're trying to organize it and there was meetings, okay? This is some inside stuff.
Yeah.
Me and John Morasti had a conversation and we were like, you know what? We think that Daniel Amesbury and Derek Parker are the two biggest names in this 8-man tournament, like the two most exciting characters. Why are they fighting in the first round? Like, you know, that's like, it's not smart. Like, why are we doing that? Like, this is what me and John's take was at a certain time.
Yeah.
I brought it up to AJ. Now, this is where AJ's genius comes in. Okay, brother? And you could agree with me. Yeah. I brought it up to AJ. John wasn't in the meeting. I was in the meeting, but I was talking on behalf of me and John Morasti. I bring it up to AJ, my concerns that I don't think that the two biggest names that one of them should get knocked out in the first round, right? And because only one can go on. It's not because you guys have awesome fights. Oh, they can both go on. It doesn't work like that. AJ told me his explanation for why, like, it's a good fit.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Yeah.
He was right. Your fight was the showcase of the first round. Parker versus Amesbury. Okay? The two big names, right? And if you really think about it, the successful productions like UFC, like WWE, like ACW, all that stuff, bro, the stuff that AJ's involved with, all those productions, they have a big match or a big event right at the end of the first hour to bring people's interest for the second hour.
Yeah.
And so AJ's explaining this to me, dude, and I'm just like, you're right. You're absolutely right. I agree with you now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that, you know, that I thought I was right, but you're right. How do you feel about being the showcase of the first round, bro? How did you feel when you found out that you had Parker? Be honest. First thoughts.
I was so pumped. Like, to be completely honest, if I got to write down and pick who I was fighting the first round, I would have picked Derek Parker. I would have picked him. And like my whole thing. And that's
because what? What's the first reason for that?
I'll tell you exactly why. So, because I explained this to, you know, my family and stuff before, because they're like, oh my God, you're fighting him in the first round. Like, I thought that'd be you're fighting in the finals, you know, like, and he's top. And you know what? I honestly felt bad about knocking him out in the first round because he did deserve so much more than that. And I wish he could have gone and I could have faced him in the finals, but it is what it is. I know he'll probably be back, man. That guy's an animal. And I'm going to be completely honest, he surprised me and caught me off guard on numerous occasions. And yeah, man, that guy's a warrior. And I'm honored that I got to share that event with him at all. And so I didn't want to risk not, like, the fact that I got him first round, I was happy because I didn't want to not fight him. So it was awesome because I was like, oh, I get to fight a guy that I looked up to for a long time. And then the added thing about it was I knew that getting through that fight in the first round psychologically was going to mind fuck everybody else, you know? And like, I knew it was just going to get easier every fight after that because I did the preparation and I was like, if I get through that, then I'm good. And when I made it through that, I was lucky to have, you know, Ken LaCusta and Rob Della Penna. I just can't remember the other guy's name for some reason, but I think they were 5 Canadian heavyweight titles between the guys that were in my corner for boxing. You know, Ken LaCusta fought George Foreman, he fought Holmes, he fought Tommy Morrison, like 5 Hall of Famers. It was just like endless amount of guys, and he was Tyson's sparring partner. So having those guys in my corner, you know, after that first battle, when I went into the room, I was like, in my head, the only bit of doubt I had creep into my mind for like a split second, I was like, how am I going to do that again? Like, how am I going to do that again? You know,
Yeah.
so, and I went into the back room. I actually had my own room because I just looked around. I wanted my own space. I just didn't want anybody else's energy in my space. So I kind of poked around when we first got there and asked around, and they're like, oh, these rooms aren't being used. So I just threw my gear in a room, and then ended up kind of getting the room to myself. Thank God. It was really nice. But yeah, so I went back into the room, and they laid me down on the couch and put ice on my neck, and they turned the lights off and they set a timer. They're like, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Just chill out. And they just having them there and keeping me cool like that, like, you're good. Like, they've done this shit before. So it was, that helped a lot. Definitely went a long way. And I think, coming out the next fight, and then I got a lot of momentum when I ended the next fight quick, because I knew, I was like, okay, good. Now I'm in good shape. Now, you know what I mean? I could go rest again and I'll be a little bit more fresh, right? So it was a battle, that's for sure.
But dude, obviously your corner must have been so pumped, because how, like, okay, and you're a real fighter, dude, so you're not going to get offended by anything that I say. But Parker was leading in the beginning, dude.
Oh yeah, I knew that too.
You battled back and took over.
Yeah, 100%. I knew that. I went back to my corner, and my corner said that too. They're like, you're behind right now. Like, you need to do what you can. They're like, you need to take it to him. And there was times when we got split up, he went down or whatever. And then I come back to my corner. My corner's like, get on him, like, right away. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Because he was getting gas, right? And they knew I had the energy. So when they told him, I think it probably took some of his heart away when he knew we were going into overtime, because obviously the condition was already starting to catch up to him. And that, to me, when it was like overtime, I was like, thank God, because I wouldn't have wanted that decision, because I honestly I think if it went either way, it would have been a draw or in his favor, because I just don't think I did enough to deserve a win against a legend like that. Even if it was a draw, if it went either way, I would have gave it to him. You know what I mean? Instead, but the fact that, like, hey, one more round, I was like, okay, I think that's a good decision. I think that's fair. But right away, I was like, okay, this is my shit. This is me now. Like, I was so confident when I heard we were going into overtime, and then I just took it to him, came out aggressive, and I think I did really well in the last round. So
you're really happy with your third round?
Yeah, I was just comfortable. I got loose. I think I did really well. I was pretty nervous at the beginning. I wouldn't say nervous, but I think I just came out a little shaky. You know, I haven't been active, right? Like, I haven't had a lot of fights lately, so it took a little bit. I know Parker's been fighting all season and stuff like that. So for me, you know, I haven't had any wars like that in a long time. And I don't fight that much in lacrosse, really. So I get like 1 or 2 a season now. No one really comes near me in lacrosse. So it's pretty, you know, so it's good. I had to get my timing back and all that. But once I got the flow going, it just started to get easier and easier and stuff like that. So
right on. So now, and thank you for sharing that, bro. Now, being the king of the rink, I mean, it comes with responsibility now. You know, there's a lot of attention, and buddy, trust me, you haven't even left yet, right? Since I came back, it's just starting to settle in, because I've been home now for a couple of days. You're still there. So it hasn't settled in yet. I know that. Wait till you get home, bro. But it's all positive, though. It's all positive. So you're good. So now, I know that you have a busy day. There's a couple things that I want to get through. I just want to move on. Now, it was Mr. Tippin in the second round, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now with Chase, I mean, this guy, bro, is probably one of the biggest hockey players I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Right? And to add to that, the man's also 6'3". Like, when I said biggest, I meant biggest.
And he doesn't look nice. Like, he's not like just some, like, you know what I mean?
He looks like a gangster. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, he looks like he's a scary dude. Like, he's
man.
He doesn't look very inviting.
Yeah,
super nice dude. Super nice. I know.
Dude. Chase Tippin's the guy where you're at a exclusive club, but you and your buddies are really horsing around, and you get kicked out, but you're able to kind of resist a little bit. And then this guy starts walking up, and you're like, holy shit, this is the head guy. Let's get out of here, man.
See you later.
You know what I mean? That's Chase. Holy bud.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bro.
so Tipping caught me early, like right away. Obviously, if you watch the fights, he caught me good right off the bat. Same thing, I got tested with Parker. It's like right away, boom, tested with Chase, and I was like, oh my god, like. And so I had to switch something up. I came back into my corner. I'm really good. I have so many different styles and stuff. So I think that's one thing that I really kind of shined with is like my ability to change it up and my creativity. And that's what kind of got me my win. Because when I went back out, these guys were boxing coaches in my corner. They hadn't fought in hockey. But they still gave me such good advice because they said, man, you got to create space, stay away from them, create space. Well, in hockey, you still got to grab on. But I guess creating space to me meant kind of string them out and spin them was basically the way I heard it. I was like, well, that's all I know, right? But I'm the smaller guy. So rarely am I going to take a guy that's 6'3" and string him out.
Yeah.
Because that just it seems crazy. But they just said, create space, create space. So when I came back and engaged with them, I just grabbed him on the close shoulder to me so I could kind of hold him farther away. And I spun him and kept some space. And I got to land some really good, big, clean punches on him. And it went really well for me. So
it went very well for you, buddy. Here's another question for you, just because we're talking about size. So this is the Sheriff Podcast, man. There's nothing more honest and raw than what goes on in this show. Is Daniel Amesbury the king of the rink? Are you like 6'1¼ inch, or are you like 5'11 3/4 inch?
No, I think I'm on the higher end of 6 foot.
Okay, so you're above 6 feet.
Yeah.
Because when I had all that fun doing the Michael Buffer type, introductions, I was saying at 6 feet, 225 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So that was accurate?
Yeah, I'm 6 foot. Like I'm definitely not 6'1". I'm definitely not 5'11". Like I'm over 6 foot. In between 6 foot, I would say like 6'1/4", maybe 6'1.5" at the most.
Okay. That's really cool, dude. Yeah. And so you got Derek Parker, that's 6'2", but he's got to be bigger than that, man. I always think I look eye to eye to him.
Yeah, he's big.
Then you had Chase Tippin at 6'3", and then you fought a real live giant. Yeah. His name is Sean McCool, and he used to travel between Ireland and Scotland back in the days of the Giants. And that's what the Belfast Giants are named after.
Yeah,
Finn McCool. No, sorry. Justin Sawyer.
Yeah.
Bonesaw. Buddy, what? With like 6 inches? Bro, that's like my brother Liam, man.
Yeah, so that was actually my 3rd time fighting Sawyer. I fought him twice in the Central League, so it was kind of cool. We had a little bit of rubber match, but yeah, man, honestly, like that was, I mean, I don't know, like I said, man, I was just in such a crazy place mentally during this whole thing. I was so cool and collected, and I just came out and just did what I had to do. There wasn't doubt and stuff. And at that point, I was rolling. Like I was rolling at that point, man. By the time I got in there, I was like, Floyd Mayweather, man. Like my shoulders were loose. I was kicking it. I was having fun. My boys were cheering me on. My parents were there.
How about that? I got to interrupt you.
2-year-old daughter.
That? Yeah. Tell me about that. Tell me about the 50-man parade you had in the crowd, bro. Tell the listeners about that. This guy brought, how many people were there for you?
Well, I don't even know. Probably like 20, but it was like
more
people.
Than 20, bro. Way more than 20. Yeah. I say closer to 50.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So people from BC, man, they drove out, flew out, whatever, man. I had people that I trained with, people I played hockey with, family, friends, my kids, my parents, my woman. It was unreal, man. Like it was like that, but that's why I won. Like I didn't win that by myself. I won that with my support, my sponsors, like I couldn't have done that without everybody else behind me. There's no way.
Dude, I felt the energy from your group, man. They were such a cool group of people, man. Yeah. It was so cool. So now listen, this is one of the most important things that I want to talk about, okay? And I gotta get this in, okay? One of my favorite times, Daniel, I swear to God, man, I've told people this already back at home. One of my favorite, they're like, what was your favorite moment? I go, honestly, my favorite moment from Icewars was after the finals was won. AJ Galante came on the mic and he told the king of the rink that just to hold on, that there was somebody that was coming into the Istagon.
Yeah.
The Istagon.
The Istagon, I like
that's
that.
what they're thinking
That's a new one.
calling it.
I think that
you
might
can't say
stick.
Octagon because they're going to get mad.
I think that's going to stick.
Istagon.
It's going to
So
stick.
now, so what happens? But Diamond Hands is woman.
Yeah.
Diamond Hands is kids. They come into the Istagon and they embrace you with a kiss and a hug, bro. And I'll be honest with you, dude, I don't think I've ever seen anything more beautiful than that, dog.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I was so grateful. That was such a cool thing for AJ to do. And, you know, like, honestly, during this training camp, I was training 3 times a day, 6 days a week. So, like, my woman was at home with the kids by herself, like, at the end of the day, like, and it was hard. There was times where we got in our fights and she was grinded, you know, she's tired. She just needed help. And so, you know, it was a training camp for her too. Like, she was putting in work just like I was. I was on the iron lifting weights in the morning, and then I'm doing my bag skates on ice around noon every day. And then I'm doing my boxing in the afternoon. And my boxing, I was driving all over the place in between these workouts, you know, like, I was gone. It was like, I might as well have been working a full-time job. So, like, I was gone every day, all day. You know, I home for dinner and then I go to bed, rest up, do it again the next day.
So, and thank you so much for sharing that, dude. So in essence, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard exactly what it takes to be king of the rink. This is a full-time job, bro. You pulled it off, Daniel.
Yeah.
You committed. You were locked in, bro. Mentally, physically, family, everything, bro. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro,
and,
you
like,
were
honestly,
locked in.
I told AJ from the get-go, like, when I found out about this, like, I'm passionate about it. And, like, I wanted to set the bar. And, like, I think I did that. I think I set the bar. I think anybody that comes back now knows what they have to do. At the end of the day, like, this whole universal law thing that I'm practicing and this whole, like, spiritual awakening I'm going through, like, what I've learned is, like, the universe doesn't pay you or reward you unless you deserve it. So at the end of the day, it comes down to, if there's 8 guys going into a competition, why would the universe give it to somebody who did less work? It's going to go to the guy who worked the hardest and deserved it the most, because the universe is trying to teach us lessons on a day-to-day basis. So what lesson would you learn if you didn't have to work as hard as the next guy and you got paid? It's just not how it works. Like, the guy who puts in the work gets paid by the universe, right? So that's why I said it was all about my preparation. At the end of the day, like, where I'm at right now, mentally, spiritually, physically, with mindset and stuff like that, it's not going to be easy to take this crown. Like, there's no, like, unless someone's willing to work harder than me and seriously get in touch with their soul on the level that I am, I don't think it's fucking happening, man. Straight up. I don't care who it is.
I love it, bro. I love it. I love the intensity. I love how proud you are to say it. There's a lot of different levels, man. But hey, I got to tell you, you know, I do the recordings from my mother's house in Scarborough, and bro, she really wants to congratulate you, man. She was here when we did the first recording, dude, before, so she's just gonna come in to the thing and say a couple things to you before we go. Okay, buddy?
Awesome.
There's my boy.
Wow, thank you. The sheriff's mom. What an honor.
I know, Buns, but it was so much fun to hear what you had to say before, you know, at the first interview.
Yeah.
And then to see you grow up. You've grown up since I last saw you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So we're very, very proud. This is your extended family from Ontario.
Awesome. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. So you know, you raised a really amazing son, and I was so lucky to get to become friends with him this weekend and spend time with him. And you know, this is a relationship that'll go on forever. And we're in this together. We're on the same team. We're teammates.
We'll know each other a long time, my man.
I know Maple Ridge really well.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I was born in Vancouver, bro. So she moved there with my dad when it was flourishing in the 70s. And yeah, we have a BC story too, but we moved here when I was 6 years old.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
Yeah, I worked at the MSA hospital in Abbotsford.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So close
Very
by.
nice.
Anyway,
Nice.
sweetheart, we're
Thank
very,
you.
very proud of you. Take
I
care.
appreciate that. Thank you so
All the
much.
best.
Thank you. I
Bye-bye,
appreciate
sweetie.
that. Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome.
I've done that. I've done that a dozen times in the 117 episodes we've done here on the Sheriff Podcast.
That's
I'm just trying
awesome.
to think, how many episodes are we doing here, man? What do we want? 150?
awesome.
We want 200? What do we want? But
Sky's
as
the
long as
limit.
we have the king of the rink, though, it's definitely worth doing the show. That's 100% right, bro. But dude, I know I told you 20 minutes. I don't even know how long
Oh,
we've been
I'm all
talking.
good. No, there's no rush.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I've had a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah,
but I
I'm enjoying
literally don't know how long we've been talking,
No,
because
whatever.
we're both doing this on our phones, just because a little bit of technical difficulty on my end. So I appreciate you coming through, bro. I did ask you. I said, look, man, when we were in the sports bar, and bro, how about, okay, so listen to this. How about all your supporters? How about your boys, man? I don't even know if they're related to you, if they're your friends. They're handing things out, buddy. How about all that stuff, man? How proud were you to actually be a part of all that, man?
Man, it was nuts. Like it's like I've won a couple championships in my life, and like at the end of the day, like yeah, it's one thing to win a championship with a team and stuff, but like that, to have people there, like like people like that went, they took time off work, they got on a plane or they got in a car, they drove 13 hours, they spent their money, their hard-earned money, to go to watch me do what I've done, and like it was hard not to just fucking bawl my eyes out. So many times I was like, well, I'm the tough guy, I can't cry. Like, what do I was fighting
real
them
men
back.
can cry. You know that, buddy.
Yeah.
But
No,
hey,
there was
listen. So this is
numerous
what we're going to
times.
end on. We're going to end on this. I need comments on Mr. Amesbury, Senior, bud, your father.
Yeah.
Man, is he ever a character, man? Can you tell the listeners about how he's helped you become king of the rink?
Yeah, well, so he was like a huge inspiration since day one for me. I was always inspired by his toughness and stuff. He worked at the jail for I don't know how many years, so he had so many crazy stories and stuff, and just the energy that he carried. I looked up to that, and I still do. And at the end of the day, this whole fighting thing is just like, I want to take care of my people, and I want to, like, as a man, there's something to facing fear and stepping up like this, that every man, I think, wants to be a part of it, get a chance to do it. A lot don't get the chance and don't necessarily have what it takes to do it. And even though they wish they could, so for me to do it, you did it, what it feels like. It's like that, overcoming that shit over and over and over and over is like, that is the ultimate feeling for me. And I don't know, man, there's nothing that beats that. So my dad, my whole family played a huge part. My dad, my mom, she's put up, I know your mom knows the exact same thing. How many times they've been to our games and we say we're not going to fight and we get in a fight, and they got to watch it, and then, so I mean, I put mom through the ringer, and then also to say, like, they also dealt with my shit when I was going through my issues, and just kind of lost control for a bit. And I'm just, I'm happy to be at a point now where I can hopefully inspire some people to get their mind right. Like, here we are, I'm doing it. So
you are doing it, buddy. Peaks and valleys, bro. Now you're peaking big time, man. But we all get to those valleys, just a rest stop, right?
Yeah, man, as far as you go down, you're going to come up. It's just how the universe works.
Exactly, buddy. And I'm proud that you explained all that mindset, all the theories. I'm practicing it as well, along with law of attraction and all that stuff, buddy. I'm all into it right now, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna send you a couple of books to check out. You'll really like them, I'm sure.
I'd appreciate that. And I appreciate you talking about it, because I got backing by the king of the rink. A lot of people are going to want to know if they have your support, man. So I'm glad to know that, man. But yeah, dude, I mean, honestly, dude, like, okay, so like AJ Galante, Charlie Nama, Chris Terrian, Phil Gibaleo. There's so many like Simon Levy. We got Lindsay, Danny Granger Art. We got all these people that help make this possible. And I know that you've become friends with all these people now, and it's like a big family, bro. So it's so exciting. This is a new company. You are the main attraction, bro. And I'm so proud that you are, because you're the face of Ice Wars right now. And this is something that's going to continue. It's going to bring opportunities to so many different people on so many different levels, man. And you're the first champ. And I hope that you're champ for a long time, Daniel.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. Like, it's funny because I originally told the woman that I'm just doing one. I'm just doing one, babe. Don't worry. And you know how it is. Like, you can't just do one. I want it, and now I'm the face of this thing. So I want to carry this operation, do the best I can to promote it. I'm passionate about it, and at the end of the day, I want to make sure the standard is set higher. I came in pretty good shape for this, but I wasn't anywhere close to as good as I could have been. I still had lots of body fat on. I still could have had better cardio. I still could have worked harder. I still had days off. I still screwed up my diet on numerous occasions. There's so many pieces of the puzzle that I can improve on for the next one. I got some people in my back pocket now that are going to help me through my next training camp.
Nice.
One of being which their sheriff, Scott Parker, who told me to say
hello.
No
way, the original sheriff?
The original sheriff. So he's going to be in my next training camp.
Man.
Yeah, along with another NHL legend, maybe one or two that I can't really say yet, and then
that's okay.
a couple active UFC fighters as well. So my next camp's going to be on another level. I'm not cutting any corners. I'm coming hard. Like I say, man, like, good luck getting this thing from me, because where my head's at right now, it's like I'm in my prime mentally. I'm in my prime physically. And I'm not. What you've seen wasn't even remotely close to where I can be. So.
Wow. I'm excited, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you just named off like 25 things that I could go on and on and on for multiple days, but I'm still thinking about the original sheriff, Mr. Scott Parker, who has been a special guest on this show, that did give me the blessing to call myself the sheriff, as long as I referred to him as the original sheriff. That is the deal.
Definitely.
And I know Francesca Parker, the power behind Scott is Francesca, right? And his wife. And she also gave me the blessing, so I was very happy with that.
Yeah, there might have to be a sheriff versus sheriff Ice Wars battle at some point.
Whoa, hey man, what are you trying to get me killed, bro? What's going on here, man?
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Parks did.
Hey, listen, how there's all this calling out stuff. There's a rumor that McMorrow called out Jacques Dubé in Quebec. It's just a rumor. I don't know, man. People are going to figure that one out. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a rumor at this point.
Let's get it on the Amesbury Morasti card. That'd be a show.
It might, man. It might. It's just a rumor at this point. But yeah, the sheriff versus Jacques Dubé, that would be pretty cool. They got some unsettled business. Jacques is that.
I think there was probably a lot of people in the background watching this first event, and they wanted to see how it went. And I bet you a lot of people got the itch. I bet you a lot of people are going to watch those highlights. A lot of people got the itch. Obviously, Morasti being one of them. I'm pretty sure he was getting the gears from his old lady there. But I don't blame her. Like, obviously, man, like, same thing with any of us. Like, the people you love are not going to be super stoked on the idea originally, right? But at the end of the day, once they see the passion come back and how happy it makes you and stuff like that, then
we're using gloves. And
it's way safer than what we did before. This is like the most safe. This is safer than the NHL right now, man. You guys got guys getting headbutt. You got goalies getting run. Crosby's getting concussed. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're taking care of each other, and we're all communicating with each other during the fights. Like, even at the end of the Sawyer fight, like, I was like, is it over? Are we done, man? And he's like, I don't want to keep going. Like, are you done? He's like, I'm done. I'm like, okay, cool, man. I love that guy. Like, fuck.
Exactly, dude. Honestly, that, like, when they said, because I had to say it, when they said this has been deemed a draw, we're going to round 3. Get to your corners. I was like, oh man, why am I telling them to do this, man? Human beings should not have to, give out this much energy in one evening. You know what I mean? But you guys did it because you're warriors.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. There's not many things that you can do with another human being that transfers that much energy between two people like that. So it really does create a very unique bond to the people that you fight, because like I say, there's very few things in this world that have such a heated transfer of energy between two people. So it really does create a very unique thing when you fight someone like that and you put it all out on the line, and your heart's completely open when you're doing that. So you can't hide who you are. There's none of that shit happening. You're exposed.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? That was the path to you getting the crown. I've heard a lot of comments from the other fighters, like just through comments on social media posts and whatnot, just saying how deserving you are of the crown. So I'm sure that's a good feeling to know that your combatants are all giving you credit, that there's no controversy. Like there's always a controversy at events. So there's no controversy here. Everyone knew who the clear winner was.
And that's the thing where I was really glad it wasn't just like a decision for me in the Parker fight originally. I was so glad it went to another one, because I was like, man, if I got that decision, it kind of would have sucked, because some people might have been like, because it was just so close that some people would have been like, oh, Parker should have got it. So I was really glad they did another round. I think that was really good. Just get rid of everyone's doubt. Let's just do it. Let's just fucking do it.
I couldn't agree 100%. Last question for you, King of the Rink. What's been the coolest moment of your life to this point?
Honestly, this is like the biggest accomplishment for me. Hugging all the boys, hugging my dad. Yeah, that was insane at the very end. I don't know, it was on video. There's a good clip of it, but that was special.
Right on, buddy. I appreciate you sharing that too, man. If I was there, buddy, you know what I'd be doing, bud? I'd have the mini massage going while I had the half hug, man. You know what I'd be doing, man. And hey, man, showing these emotions, this is real, this is raw, this is the King of the Rink, telling it how it is, man. This was a first ever event, bro. Inaugural. You heard AJ, man. We were more expansion than an expansion team. And we all came together to make this work, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was such a cool experience. It was the coolest experience of my life. Yeah. It was, bro. It was way cooler than playing in the NHL, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is
one other thing that I was like, that was so special about it. Like, I'm sure you use the same way. Like, we've all played on teams, and maybe you got one or two tough guys that you're around. I've never actually been around such a big group of tough guys, like a big team of tough guys. Yeah. And like, honestly, like all my friends and family, they met everybody. My dad met every guy that was at the fights or whatever. And like, everybody was so nice. Everybody was like hugging and like saying, I love you, I respect you. Like, it's just, you don't get that, man. I'd like to see a group of goal scorers at an event like that. Let's see, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like if there was like ice shootouts or something, and they were having like breakaway competitions.
Yeah, let's see how humble
got together. I'm just joking, goal scorers. We don't think you're nerds. Well, don't worry about it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I got the King of the Rink beside. What? King of the Rink's on my side, man.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Honestly, buddy, like I trust me, I would finagle and just do this small chat for like another half an hour, because I know people would love to hear more from the King of the Rink. But I'm gonna let you go.
Do it again.
We're gonna do this again. I just had to get the message to the world from the champ, what this thing was all about. Like, I'm posting a lot about it just because I was able to be the host. So like, I'm trying to promote me having a career. Icewars is my ticket too, right? So I'm trying to promote as much as possible. I love being a part of this family, and I needed them to know right from the champ's mouth, first and most exclusive, exactly what happened in Enoch, Alberta on Saturday night, when Daniel Amesbury was crowned King of the Rink, Daniel Amesbury. All right, buddy. We're going to sign off now, guys.